Benner and I have collected enough raw materials to start building the house. Fortunately, there's some local stone and clay that we can use to form the foundation. After a couple of days, Benner and I are able to build the foundation for an entryway. We start putting up the walls and begin thinking about the roof after that. I had pretty ambitious plans for this manor, so I needed to go back to Solitude to make more potions to sell. Here I'm making the more valuable garlic, salt, slaughterfish egg potions.
Don't forget patience. I can teach.
With the extra money from selling the potions, I'm also able to afford some more training for spellcasting.
I welcome you.
I've made so many potions that I have to find new places to sell them, including the DiD outside of town.
Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off.
Welcome to war.
If I'm going to expand the house, I'm going to need lots and lots of iron and steel. So I go to Whiterun where there's multiple blacksmiths and sell potions to Arcadia and buy as much metal as I can.
Boy, I'm a blacksmith. Gods be praised.
Whiterun has a number of corundum deposits as well, and I can save some money by mining them instead of trying to buy them from the blacksmiths.
Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off.
With the rest of the money, I need to buy more lumber from the lumber yard.
For that price, sure.
To create a steady income for the house to help maintain it, I decided to grow mushrooms, mainly blisterwort and fly amentia, which when combined form a very powerful frenzy potion. Then it was time to make iron fittings, nails, and hinges for the rest of the house. After a few days, we got the foundation laid, and Ben and I started putting up the walls. Even though the main hall was rather huge, I needed a greenhouse to grow more mushrooms. So back to the drawing board. It took long enough to lay the foundation for the greenhouse that the first batch of mushrooms came up in the garden. Once the exterior of the greenhouse was finished, we began putting in large planters to plant even more mushrooms. By this time I'd run out of raw materials like stone and clay in the nearby area, so I needed to go further out to get some more.
Looking to hire a boat? Where are you headed? Climb on in the boat and get comfortable.
Letter to General Tullius.
I wanted to build a cellar with a smelter in it, and it was going to require a lot more stone. So I went to Dawnstar, where there's several quarries to get more stone from. At this point, I thought I needed to add some furniture to the main hall so that we could actually live there. I wasn't an expert in blacksmithing, but I had learned a lot by putting the house together, and was planning on working on it even more. The mushrooms in the greenhouse finally came in, and it should be a good source of income. After all that work on the house, I thought I deserved a little nap in making skeever. And then it was back to making potions. And again, it was time to do the rounds to get more metal from the blacksmiths. Manor finally made some beds, so that it was a little more comfortable. And then I started dreaming up new expansions, like an alchemy tower. I made sure to put a terrace on it to check out the view.
Vivienne, could you check out supplies of mandrake? Which one is that?
I had run out of corundum, so I found some more around Whiterun. Then I made another tower, so I like the view over here as well. This one for bucks.
What do you... How
Finally,
much?
I needed to buy a whole bunch more
For
wood
that price,
to
sure.
furnish the house properly.
Looking to hire a boat? Where are you headed?
I heard Windhelm was a place I
Climb
could
on in the
sell
boat and get
potions,
comfortable.
even though it was a little bit rough with the Stormcloaks. I decided to check it out. When I was there, I noticed that there was
Windhelm has been hard on
Argonians
my people.
working on the
Our
docks.
fortunes will turn, and we have shelter and food. We have not fared well outside our native Black Marsh, but we're determined to make the best of things. I began praying to Zenithar, the god of wealth, to bring us some fortune, but thieves made off with my sacred amulet almost as soon as I bought it. Shahvee would be in your debt, kind one.
I told Shahvee that I would help her if I could, as I wanted to make friends with fellow Argonians in Skyrim. The
If
more I
needed
studied
something, I can
spellcasting,
teach
the more I
you,
wanted
but
to
I
do
won't be
it.
held responsible for what
And
you
I
do
tried
with your
to
knowledge.
get enough money to pay for more training. The bandits that had Shahvee's amulet were north of Windhelm in an old shipwreck called the Winter War. We mostly tried to avoid the wildlife on the way there, The Bandit had to clobber a grumpy worker. Just over the water and up the hill is where it was. It looked like there's too many of them, but there's only 2 of us. Then our fights like a crazy Nord. Charging in.
Victory! Can't wait to count out your coin.
Oh my god. I'm hurt pretty bad. And so I had to use some potions. Fortunately, I think it was just using some scrolls rather than a staff or spells, because he ran out pretty quick. You could hear one more. I'm not sure where he was. Eventually I found him.
I cannot best you. No!
Animals. So I found this chest where they kept their treasure, and sure enough, Shahvee's amulet was in it, along with some other potions and items. We followed the ridge down to Windhelm to avoid that troll we saw and any other wildlife.
Bless you, friend. You've renewed my hope. Before I came into Zenithar's calling, I confess I was a thief. But I learned a few things in my time that might help you survive. Let me show you.
I met a mercenary in Whiterun.
Might suit you.
After telling him my encounter with the Winter War bandits, he encouraged me to go after more. The Skyrim really needed someone to fight the bandits that surrounded everyone.
Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off.
But my mind was back to Shahvee. I realized that I had this big house, and they were living very badly down there on the dock. And I wondered if she could come join me in Winstead Manor. While looking for the Temple of Mara in Riften, I actually went to the House of the Dead there. I met an angry woman who wanted me to return her father's dagger to Whiterun. I couldn't say no. She was very insistent.
Wonderful. Where to begin?
When I got to the Temple of Mara, I met a priest who told me how to propose in Skyrim, and said that he could set up a wedding ceremony there. Before going back to Shahvee, I decided to return Alexandra's dagger to the House of the Dead in Whiterun. Unfortunately, the priest there needed some help with some skeletons that had come back from the dead. So I went and I bought a silver sword, or bought some materials to make a silver sword from the blacksmith, and then decided to help him in the catacombs. And with a blessing from the divine, off I went. With Bender's help, of course. I was going to need more potions if I was going to pick this up. A little rougher than I expected, but we got the amulet. I was able to return it to the priest.
Okay. Please, take this gold for your troubles.
It was getting late, so I stayed the night in the Manor. And the next day I went to Solitude to continue my magic training.
Take a look.
Me? You help people, right?
In Solitude, I saw a crazy guy.
He
He must have seen me gone into the Blue Palace for magic training. Decided he wanted to challenge me. It didn't last very long. After a night of rest, then more mushroom picking and potion making. The next day, then I went to Windhelm to ask the big question.
Is that Lady Mara's amulet? I'm shocked a fine person like you isn't married already. You have a kind heart. I'd be honored to walk by your side until the trees themselves fade away if you would have me. As short as life can be in this land, we will have each other.
I told Alexandra that I returned her dagger to
I can feel it.
Whiterun, and she gave me a powerful
Here,
magic spell
Please
in return.
accept this as a token of my appreciation for your selfless action.
Your wedding will be held tomorrow, from dawn until dusk. Don't be late.
And so the next day was the big day.
Ah, here's the proud groom now. Let's begin the ceremony. Under the authority of Mara, the divine of love, I declare this couple to be wed. I present the two of you with these matching rings, blessed by Mara's divine grace. May they protect each of you in your new life together.
Then it was time to return to Winstead Manor and wait for Shahvee to get there.